Have you been feeling different lately? Like the old ways of chasing success just doesn't fit anymore. You're working hard, but it feels heavy, dense, and exhausting. If so, you're not imagining it. You may be shifting from three-dimensional scarcity to five-dimensional abundance. It's part of a massive awakening that's happening in humanity right now. In this video, we're going to talk about how to cross the river from fear into freedom using the exact energetic tools that I used to align my energy and become a millionaire. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to High Vibe Energy Collective. I am so grateful that you are here. For those of you who are new, I'm Lorrie. My background is in finance and real estate, and I've walked the path of building significant wealth in the 3D world. I also honor my priestess lineage. What I learned on my journey wasn't just about spreadsheets and hustle. It was about frequency. We are taught that wealth is something that we have to hunt down, but as we ascend, we realize that abundance is not a destination. It is about a frequency that we hold. I want to share with you a vision or premonition I had many years ago about crossing the river. When my husband and I met, before he was actually my husband, I had a vivid vision, almost like a premonition. In this vision, there was a wide river. On one side of the river, it felt clear, warm, and inviting. The evening air was clear and the stars shone brightly. There was a pleasant warmth in the air and a gentle breeze. On the other side of the river, there was a tumultuous storm brewing. The wind blew the rain almost horizontally and whipped it against the trees and rocks and anyone or anything that was in its wake. In this vision, my guides showed me my husband and I helping people across this river. We help people from the tumultuous side of the river into the peaceful, calm, and serene side of the river. We light the way for others on their way to their highest ground. I see us on the peaceful side of the river holding a torch and helping people toward the peaceful side. We instruct each traveler to pick strong and steady stones to jump upon to make their way across the river. At first, the stormy weather makes them doubt that they can cross. They have a lot of fear and a lot of excuses. As the weather gets worse, they realize one by one that they have to cross the river if they are to survive the storm. They begin to encourage each other, find faith, and build the courage to begin their journey to cross. As they stand on the bank, we give them encouragement and the knowledge of the stones and share our vision that they can make it. One by one, battle-scarred with the rain and wind, they begin to cross the river. As they make it across the river, my husband and I are on the peaceful side. We dry them off, give them sustenance, and give them their fire torch. This fire torch is to light their way on their continued journey up the mountain to their unique purpose. And they are now equipped to help others cross this river. Close your eyes and imagine that you are on the stormy side of the river. Where you stand represents scarcity. It represents 3D consciousness of not enough. Across the water on the other bank, you see calm and peaceful abundance. That is 5D consciousness. The mistake most people make is they don't even try to cross the river because they are somewhat comfortable on this side. And the storm is not so bad yet. Or they decide they're going to cross this river on their own, using sheer egoic determination, but no spiritual alignment. Or they do spiritual alignment practices, but they do not take practical action. They work hard in either case, but do not make much progress. So I ask you, what is your river? What is the river that you need to cross to make the biggest change in your life? If the river that you need to cross is financial, then this is the video for you. Today, we're going to break down energetic shifts and talk about practical tools that can take you from scarcity to abundance. Here we go. The first shift is actually recognizing the trap. In 3D consciousness, everything is based on separation. You are here, money is over there. You are here, success is over there. This separation creates a gap, and that gap is filled with fear. We call this scarcity. When I was working in finance before my full awakening, I saw people with millions of dollars and they were still living in scarcity. They were terrified of losing it. They were hoarding energy, and that's not abundance. It's just a wealthy version of fear. Scarcity feels tight. Scarcity feels like competition. It feels like if someone else wins, you lose. Have you ever felt that contraction in your chest when a bill comes in or when you look at your bank account? That is a vibrational attachment to the 3D matrix. But here's the good news. You don't have to fight that feeling. You just need to observe it. Remember, in 5D, your awareness is to learn to live in the present moment where creation happens instantly. When you feel that fear, don't judge it. Just imagine you are upgrading your energetic body. If you acknowledge the fear as an observer without becoming the fear, you stop feeding the scarcity timeline. You say, I see you, scarcity. Thank you for trying to protect me, but I am choosing a different frequency now. By becoming the observer, you can acknowledge the energy and release it. Let's go deeper into this river metaphor. The next few shifts is how you actually cross the river. In this second shift, you realize the river between who you were and who you are becoming is turbulent. This is the void phase, and a lot of you may be in this phase right now. You've let go of the 3D hustle, but the 5D abundance hasn't shown up yet. This is the test of faith. This is where most people turn back to the shore of scarcity because it seems familiar. To cross this river, you need a vessel, and that vessel is your vibration. You cannot carry heavy baggage into a light boat. You have to drop the stories of I'm not lucky, rich people are greedy, spiritual people struggle. You may have to, in this phase, actually release physical clutter to lighten your load. I'll be doing a video on this soon. This purpose is not about status or success in an ego sense. It's about alignment with your higher purpose. When I started aligning my investments and my business dealings with my intuition, my primary navigational system, the waters calmed. I stopped swimming upstream and I started floating. And the current of the universe actually carried me to the bank of success. When you are in the river, surrender is your greatest tool. That doesn't mean you allow harm or you stop taking action. It means you allow compassion for yourself and you stop forcing action. You stop forcing outcomes. You trust that the river knows where the ocean is. Shift number 3 is what I call the co-creator code. So I wanted to share with you that I've been feeling these ascension signs throughout my career before I even knew what they were. When I reached the status of a millionaire, I realized something profound. Money didn't change my vibration. My vibration changed and money showed up to match it. In 5D, we don't work for money. We work as creators, and money is the gift of the universe. Energy is returning to us. When I operate from 5D consciousness, I don't look at a deal and say, oh, how much can I make out of this? I ask, how does this serve the collective? Is this high vibe? If the answer is yes, abundance flows. If the answer is no, and I try to force it for the sake of profit or whatever, the energy stagnates and it never works out. In 5D, you become the co creator with the universe. You are the bridge between heaven and earth. Your bank account is just a reflection of how much energy you allow to flow through you. If you are blocking your own worthiness with doubt, with fear, with negative programming, you are damming the river to your own success. I had to clear so many ancestral timelines regarding money. I had to do the shadow work to forgive the past versions of myself that used money for validation. Who am I beneath all these roles and labels? I am infinite consciousness, and so are you. Okay, shift number 4. Let's get practical. How do we hold this 5D frequency when the 3D world is screaming at us? What you focus on expands. So focus on the positive, and if you want your money to grow, focus on your money. This is where vibration meets practical action. So here are a few tools that will explain what I mean when I say take practical action or focus on your money. So tool number 1, track your income and expenses. Use a spreadsheet or a pencil and paper, whatever works best for you, to track your income and expenses every month. For some, this seems like a waste of time or a hard task, so they avoid doing it. They do all the things to try and make more money. There's no focus, only avoidance. Quoting Cody Sanchez, money is a cruel mistress. If you don't pay attention to her, she will leave you for someone else. So if you want money to stick around, pay attention to it. Tool number 2 is to know your net worth. So what is net worth? Your net worth is the difference between your assets and your liabilities. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, defines an asset as anything that puts money into your pocket, and a liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. This is the easiest way to define if something is an asset or a liability. Robert calls this your financial scorecard. This will give you a clear picture of your financial net worth, or your financial scorecard, as Robert calls it, at a point in time. So remember, do not be afraid to do your net worth statement. This is just a snapshot of where you are now. It is not where you're going to stay or where you're going. You can update your net worth statement as often as you need to stay focused. For me, it's once a year at the beginning of the year. The next financial tool is to focus on your cash flow. Know which way your cash is flowing. Is your cash flowing with more money in, or is your cash flowing with more money out? Are you using any excess cash flow to buy additional assets that will create more cash flow? Or are you using your additional cash flow to purchase luxuries, take fancy vacations, or eat out? By realizing what you do with your excess cash flow, you can make any changes in the now to change the trajectory of your cash flow, your net worth, and your income and expenses. I've had coaching clients who want to obtain financial freedom, but yet they do not want to do the work of tracking their income and expenses, their net worth, or their cash flow, because they feel that it is just a mundane practice and it's not that important. Rather, they spend all their time looking for new quick cash opportunities, taking more classes and gaining more credentials, or coming up with a new business idea. Keep in mind, those who have the most success are the ones who are continuing to look for opportunities and doing the tools that are necessary to focus on your money for financial success. In regard to this river analogy, I see these clients as pacing up and down the stormy side of the river while seeing their abundance and success on the other side, but not being willing to do the work to cross the river. To that I say it is very difficult to cross the river without focusing on your current situation and where you are now. This gives you the groundedness to take the first step on the first stone to cross the river to your abundance. Think of every expense that you cut and every dollar that you save is not just a step toward your money goal, it is a step toward your financial freedom. I'm going to tell you Leo's story. It's a journey through the spiritual principle of focus and how it transformed his money management. Along the way, we'll cover income and expenses, net worth, and cash flow, all through the lens of spiritual growth. Leo was an artist. He loved creating, but he struggled with money. Every month, he barely scraped by. One day, his mentor told him, "What you focus on expands. If you focus on lack, you'll get more lack. But if you focus on abundance, you'll attract it." That night, Leo wrote in his journal, "I focus on abundance." Leo realized that income is energy flowing into his life. He began to track every dollar that he earned, not with fear, but with gratitude. He started offering more value in his work, and then more opportunities would appear. His income grew not because he worked harder, but because he focused on the flow and not lack. But income was only half of the story. Leo learned that expenses were also energy he was sending out. He began to ask, does this expense align with my energy and values? Does it expand my life or contract it? He cut out what didn't serve him and invested in what did. His spending became intentional and he felt much lighter. As Leo tracked his income and expenses, he made a profound discovery. His net worth was a reflection of his self-worth. He began to affirm, I am worthy of wealth. I am worthy of growth. And as his self-worth expanded, his net worth expanded. Leo learned that cash flow was the dance between income and expenses. It's the rhythm of giving and receiving. He began to see money as a partner and not a problem. He focused on maintaining positive cash flow, and soon he had more than enough to live and give. Leo's life transformed. He no longer feared money. He respected it, and he used it as a tool for growth and not a measure of worth. And all because he learned the spiritual truth of what you focus on expands. So like Leo's story, using these basic financial tools along with spiritual alignment will help you cross the river. So now, how do you know that you've crossed the river? The biggest sign is that you've shifted from scarcity and fear to abundance, and you stop needing things to be different for you to be happy. Once your financial situation no longer drains your energy and you've reached enoughness, no matter what this money number is, you've crossed your river. This money number is your financial crossover point. It sounds paradoxical, I know, but the moment you are at peace with what is, you signal to the universe that you are whole. And because the universe reflects your wholeness, it brings you more to be whole with. You feel like your life is part of something bigger. You realize that your abundance helps to raise the vibration of the entire planet. When I create wealth now, I see it as a resource that flows to me to help humanity awaken. Humanity is awakening together, one frequency at a time. Your abundance is needed and your success is needed. Not so you can have a fancier car, but so you can have a bigger impact. Or maybe both. You are here to anchor light, and abundance is just liquid light. Together, let's create a community of awakened souls who are ready to embrace their divine abundance. Please drop in the comments below if you recognize any of these ascension symptoms and how they are affecting you in your life. Are you standing on the riverbank, in the water, or have you reached the other side? I would love to hear your story. If this video helped you, please hit like and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, stay grounded, stay open, and keep shining your light. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please share it with anyone who you feel is ready to cross that river.